congratulations on this. You've, as part of the production, I think you've worked with a writer before on a number of different things.
Yep.
So, was that something that immediately appealed, or was it he just dropped you a story and that was why you wanted to make it?
We actually developed the script a decade ago. So Brad and I have known each other for 20 years. We met in film school, so we have a very long friendship and history together. We've made American Woman together with Sienna Miller. We did a film called Our Friend for Amazon with Dakota Johnson, Jason Segel, Casey Affleck. And this was a script Brad wrote it right after American Woman, and we always wanted to come back to it. It didn't get made at the time for a number of complicated reasons, but about 3 years ago, we got the chance to get it back, and I called Brad and I said we should get back to this one. He said, no, you're right, I love this. And so he did quite a significant rewrite on it from what it was, but the fundamental themes are the same. The themes of unconditional love, being a parent, how far do you go for your children even when it becomes horribly misguided. So the themes are intact. We just sort of played around with the structure a bit, and it really focused on that core idea.
And that's interesting because from looking from the outside, you couldn't have picked better actors for this. And yet when you wrote it, they were hideously busy with a bunch of other things. Do you feel like the timings all just worked out and came together at the right point for you?
Yeah, and here he is. Here he is, Brad Ingelsby.
Just talking about you.
We're just talking about this 20-year friendship.
Yeah, we're talking about on the way over. Too.
We were. This is our third film, so we enjoy these moments together. Yeah, he writes about this area of the world so specifically. Like a lot of the people in Brad's movies are people he grew up with. They're his family members, his friends, his church group. So when he sent me the redone draft, I just said to him, it's brilliant. I was like, I don't really want to change anything. He said, good, I wasn't planning on changing anything anyway. But, he writes this part of the northeast of America very well. And I think, hopefully that the authenticity, is there. I think it feels, that's what he does incredibly well. And, Julie and Sydney, we sat together, and I was telling somebody else this, and we said, who would be the ideal actress to play Kate? And we all said Julianne Moore. And Ridley had worked with her on Hannibal, obviously, 20 years ago. So I called, or whenever it was, I called Ridley and I said, Julianne Moore. And he said, if you can get her, he said, the best experience ever. He said it will be if you can get her. But I think, credit to the script and our amazing director, Michael Pruss. We sent the script to Julie. We got a quick response from her, and she said she loved it and wanted to have a conversation. We knew Sydney and Julie were huge fans of one another, and then we connected the dots. So we got really lucky, as you have to in making movies. There's talent, skill, and a lot of luck.
They are gripping on screen, and the chemistry is amazing. On the subject of amazing actors, you got the riders on the way too. Have you managed to prise Brad away from F1 long enough to get this one going?
Well, I think we have. Our friend Edward Berger is actually scouting the movie right now. I got a few messages about this morning, and Brad is available for us at the top of next year. So this one is a long scout, and it shoots across 4 different countries, and so it's going to take a long prep. So, but we are going to work with Brad and Edward Berger, which is really exciting for the company. Yeah, it's a passion project for Ridley and myself.
I'm very excited to see those two together because we're big fans of Edward as well. So.
Yes, she's such a gem. It's
going to be a really interesting film for him after Conclave, and obviously very different role for Brad on the back of some of his work, but really I think an indelible pairing, the two of them.
Lovely to speak to you as always. Congratulations again on this one.
Really nice to see you. Thank you. Thanks for all the support.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys.